is Jamie Loaded Talula, and today we're going to do two little quick projects, and we're going to make some Christmas magnets. So what you're going to need is some magnetic tape. Okay. And I got 3 little wooden pieces from my local craft store. Actually, it's next to my Bead Obsession store. Hey girls! So I got 3 different ones. I thought I had a 4th one, but oh well. I'm going to use an assortment of Christmas papers. Assortment of craft paint. A variety of brushes, so you'll want some sponge brushes, some little cheap, these are some little cheap craft ones that I got in a pack for $5. Obviously some water, various craft paints, and I'm going to try today for the very first time this collage paint stuff. So it's Collage Paint Instant Decoupage Glossy Water Resistant Glue Sealer and Finish by Aleene's. So we all know people love her products, so let's see what happens when we use this. So I think that's it. Some scissors, some papers, some glue. There we go. Alright, so first off I'm going to start with one of these, and we're going to do like a decoupage one and see how that comes out. Okay, so let's on our adventure to see what happens. You could probably sand these. I asked in the store if they really needed to be sanded, and because they're not glossy, they said, nah, it should be alright. So what I want to do is just take some, I have some of this Aleene's, and I'm just going to take, well, let's see if I can find a smaller brush, slightly smaller brush. Okay, I'll take this brush, maybe that'll work. And we're going to rip up some papers and see if we can get a cute little Christmas base on our piece. So I think I'm going to use this red or cranberry and some of this green. So let's see what happens. Just rip some papers up. Okay. We'll take some of this, and it says to put it on the front and the back, so we shall see what happens. Take some little glue. Okay. And I'm just going to start anywhere on this piece. Put it on the back. Put it on the back, see what happens. And glue it down. Get some of the edges. Okay. And just get that in there. That down. And I'm hoping it does real well because, you know, hey. Get any little areas. Do it all over there. Take the finger and spread it out. Take some other pieces. This should be a quick little project that you can get done and just have a plethora of pieces all over. And we know I love Dear Jenny Belly, so I took a tip from her and used one of her recycle pieces at the bottom so that I can use it for something else later. It's so awesome. Man, it seems like a very quick project. have my little pieces decoupaged on. How cute is that? It's adorable. So cute. So I'm just gonna let this section dry a little bit. We may need a little juice. Put a little more juice on it. A little more juice. More little juice on this side. Get it all down. Get that down in there. And you could do the back if you wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it plain because you're not going to see it as a magnet. So I'm just going to go ahead and seal up all this section. And it's really cool to use this cheap brush because it's plastic instead of bristle, you know, instead of a hair bristle, and it's really cheap. I got it in a pack from, where did I get it? It was at Walmart or Joann's in the kids craft section. And it just is really good for pushing this stuff around and getting it all in there. Okay, so now that we have that little stuff on there, if you want to, you can smooth it out. I'm just going to take this little plastic in and smooth it a little bit. Be careful of any edges so that you don't pull up your paper. And that's what you have so far. And I'll be right back in a second. Right? Okay. I'm working down here. Can you see? Okay, so our piece is still a little bit wet, but I'm just gonna, if you're careful, then you can continue to keep working. I'm going to go down here to the bottom. She has a little trim here on the edge, which I want to leave for later because I'm going to put a little something else on there. But down here at the bottom, I'm just going to go ahead, and you could paint this if you wanted, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a Sharpie marker and give her some black shoes. So I'm just going to take this edge and go down here and, can you see? And just color in this little section. You could paint it if you want to, and I might end up painting it later, but right now I'm just going to give it a coat of Sharpie marker. And I wouldn't use just regular marker because it's not permanent. And so this way it's a little less messy. And you could give her some shoes. So how cute is that? She has some little shoes. Okay, and then you could clean it up later, add more to the bottom, and so forth. So I'm just gonna give her a quick shade of shoes. Let's go. Okay, quick shade of shoes, and then we can continue. All right, I pulled out some, what is this? Deco Art Craft Acrylic. I'm going to use, what is this? Soft Suede and Burnt Umber, and you could use whatever color you wanted to. So I'm going to mix up a little here on my corner palette, just a little bit, because now we're going to paint her face. So I'm going to give her a little chocolate caramelness. And I'm going to come over here and mix these two together, but not totally. So that way you have some that's brown and you have a little going on here. And I'm just going to use a small brush. You want to use a small brush because our piece is so small. Then come back on over. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint her. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint her face. And try to use long, even strokes. So you don't have any gloops and glops. And if you wanted to, you could just leave her all wood. But I want her to be a little more chocolatey. I guess she looks more caramely now, huh? Give her a little more chocolate flavor. Yeah. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could go on the back. Actually, on the back of this piece, what I used were some Spectra Noir markers just to see what would happen. And it actually comes out pretty good. So then you have this coat. And look at her. She looks so cute. Okay. And I'm going to set her aside to dry. And, well, let's see, what else can we work on while she's here? Alright, why don't we go ahead and work on the edge of her dress. So, at the edge of her dress here, wipe that off, I'm going to get some, I had a calligraphy pen out here, but I have Okay, I can't find her little thing. Well, we'll use some, this is one of those wing it kind of moments, I guess. We'll use some copper on the bottom of her dress and see how that works. So I'm just going to shake this up a minute. Christmas girls, Christmas girls, Christmas girls. Alright, and we only need a teeny tiny bit, so I'm just going to swoosh out a bit over there on the side. Get a smaller brush and take that. Take that up and try not to mess up what you already painted, and just come down here and paint the bottom of her dress. And if you wanted to, you could use part of it on her the actual edge of the paper if you wanted to do that. You could also take some lace bits, if you had a piece of lace, and some hot glue would probably work, and put a little lace strip there if you wanted to do that. And then at the bottom of this, I'm just going to go ahead and put the paint there too, so all of our surface is covered. Just this little edge here. This is so funny because this is normally not even my style. I don't do country very often, but I really like this paper. And this is a Martha Stewart Christmas paper, and I don't know where that paper came from. It just came from Hobby Lobby, but I don't know what brand it was. But the little birds here and the snowflake, that's a Martha Stewart paper from this year, as well as the snowflakes. And this punch is a Martha Stewart punch as well, the snowflake punch. Alright, so we just have a little bit of paint down here. And then any spaces that are left, there's a few here, I'm just going to go ahead and fill those in with this coppery color. And then that way it'll kind of bring it all together if there's any spaces. So there's some space right there. Fill that in. Turn here over on the side. And turn that in here. Give her some little extra accents on the edge. Fast? It's going down. Just you can talk. I'll just cut it out. The battery's going down. How fast?
It's a big cube. It's supposed to say quarter.
Okay. All right. So just put that little edge there. Yeah, I'll just cut that part out. Paint that little edge. And then I think our face up here is dry enough so that we can go ahead and do some painting on that as well. Let me see, just a touch. Yeah. You could do a little touch there. First off, I'm just going to take a pencil and I'm going to turn this towards me so you can see, so I can see our little baby. And I'm going to do a little face. Can you see? And I'm just going to draw a line pretty much down the center, real lightly down the center, so we can kind of get her face lined up. And then draw one across. If you can see this, it's probably kind of dark because it's a brown, but draw one across here, then one in the nose and one for the mouth. Okay, and then let's see if we can get some stuff done. I'm going to take this little thin one here, and I think we want to give her some. What do we want to give her, ladies? Ladies and gents, ladies and gents. How cute is her face? Can you see it? How adorable, huh? How adorable. Until I roll her over and she has no face now. Alright. So anyway, there's our person. And if you wanted, you could draw some little hands here, or put a little apron on her, draw some more little details. I'm going to put some more decoupage on here because it's kind of lifting up on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more of that on there just to try to make sure it all sticks down. And like I said, you can embellish some more. You can add lace. You could add more paint. You could add more detail. Okay. Give her a little apron, give her some arms, give her some little hands, give her some hair. Okay. Now, what I would probably do is take some wire. I would probably coil some wire and give her some wire hair. So, why don't I do that real quick and then I'll be back. Okay. I'll put the coils on and then you can see that in later. And actually what I'll do is I'll just stick a picture in at the end and maybe do a couple steps. Next thing we're going to do is take our tape. This is your magnetic tape. And peel that off. And take it. And you want to get a piece that's decently sized. So I'm going to take a piece that is probably about that long. So it's good enough, so it'll be heavy, strong enough to hold up your piece. So you want a decent size for a decently heavy piece. Put that aside. The last thing you can do is I'm going to turn this over. And I still have these little scummy things on the back, so I'm just going to cut those off because we don't need those. You can trim them off, lay them down like this one's laid down. Just trim them off if you need be. And I'm going to kind of take that. Then you have your magnetic tape and you just peel the back off. Just. We say that like it's so easy sometimes. Just do this, just do that. And it's already sticky. So turn your piece over and put your magnet down on your piece. Rub it a little bit. Get it all on there. If you're paranoid like me, I tend to do things more than need be. And then your piece should stick to some metal. Yay! But there's no metal around. Oh my goodness. Yay! So come on and make